A very good morning and Jai Hind children. Welcome back to your biology class. Children, we were doing the chapter Getting to Know Plants, isn't it? And we have completed almost half of the explanation of the chapter. We are left with last topic, that is flowers and fruits. We are left with that. So today we are going to discuss the oral question first, and then we'll continue with the topic, that is flowers and fruits. Okay. So children, please get ready with your pencil and please open this chapter Getting to Know Plants, and we will do the oral question answers. Alright, so in the previous class we have discussed two oral question answer. First two oral question answer we have discussed. Now we will move with the third one. So I am going to share this page with you. So it is at page number, sorry, it is not mentioned, so I cannot tell you. Please open this page, children. It is at page number 88. So please open page number 88. Alright, so let's discuss the answers. Let me start with the first one only. Okay. Question number 1. Which substances does the stem help in transporting? Which substances does the stem help in transporting? स्टेम कौन कौन से substances को transport करने में help करता है? So we know that stems help in the transportation of water, minerals, food. Alright, water, minerals and food. All these things can be transferred through stem. Okay. Now, name the starting point and the destination of each substance. Now, what does that mean? What does this question means? Let me explain it to you with the help of a diagram. So, I'll explain it to you here. So, children, we know what is a stem now, isn't it? So, we know what is stem, what is the function of a stem, we have already seen. So, we know that this is a stem. Alright. To the stem is attached various leaves. Alright. To the stem is attached roots, brown color roots. Alright, these are roots. Okay. To the plant again we have flowers. Alright, what we have? We have flowers, and what else we have? We have various birds present all around it. Alright, so these are the things attached to the stem. Alright, now the question is saying stem से क्या क्या चीजें कहाँ कहाँ पे ट्रांसफर हो सकती है? So first we know that water and minerals are present in soil. It is present in soil and root is immersed in soil. So water and mineral will be transported to the leaf and flowers and other part of the body with the help of a stem. Clear? So first what is there? First answer what we will write? That from root, water and minerals are transported from root to leaves, flowers, fruits and other part of the body. So this is the first point. Second, food is prepared. Where food is prepared, children? In plants, food is prepared in leaves. Yes, here the food is prepared by the leaf by the process called photosynthesis. So from the leaf, the food will go to the root, to the flowers, to the entire part of the body with the help of stem. So the second point is food will be transported from leaves to roots, flowers, fruits and other part of the body. Getting it? So this is the answer. So I'll send you the answer, children. You can write it from there. So after the class gets over, please go to the school app. Please see the e-content and there you will find the answers. Okay. So coming back to the question number 2. Other than the main function that almost all stems perform, there are other specialized functions performed by the stems of some plants. Name 2 such plants and the stems and a specialized function performed by their stems. See, we know that stem helps in the transportation of things. We know that stem helps in making the plant upright. All these are the functions of stem. But apart from this, stem also performs some special functions. So what are they? So first is plant can store food. Stems can store food. How they can store food? What is the example? Example is potatoes. Isn't it? In potatoes, plant can store food. Okay, so you will write potato here. So potato, the stem stores food, and in cactus plants what happen? In cactus plant, water and food is stored. Cactus plant is also having a stem, and in the stem of cactus plant, food and water is stored. Getting it? So apart from the main function, stem also performs these 2 functions. So this is the answer, children. So what are you going to write? You will write the example potato. You will put a dash and write stores food, and then you will write cactus and you will write stores food and water. Okay. Now question number 3. During photosynthesis, leaves convert water and carbon dioxide to a kind of sugar called glucose. ठीक है, हमको पता है फोटोसिंथेसिस की प्रोसेस में क्या होता है? In the presence of water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll, what happens? Food or a leaf prepares the food, and the food that is prepared is a sugar content that is called glucose. Okay, but glucose is sweet, sugar है तो वो मीठा होगा. So if that is so, all food stored by the plant should be sweet. अगर ऐसा है तो प्लांट में जितने भी फूड होते हैं वो सब मीठे होने चाहिए. But this is not so. Why? Because we know that plant does not store the food in the form of glucose. Glucose gets converted into starch. Alright? Glucose gets converted into starch and then it is stored. Okay? And starch is not that sweet. So what you will write? You will write because glucose gets converted into starch and then it is stored. Okay? I will send you the answer, children, don't worry. Now coming to question number 4. A plant is found to have a fibrous root. Can you say what kind of venation its leaf have? So we know that when there is a fibrous root. What are the examples of fibrous root? Wheat, maize, grasses, all these are examples of fibrous root, isn't it? So, the leaf of grass is having which type of venation? It is having parallel venation, isn't it? It is having a parallel venation. What is parallel venation? When leaves are arranged or veins are arranged parallelly in the leaf. It is called parallel venation. So what is the answer? Answer is parallel venation. Write down parallel venation. Alright, the answer is parallel venation. Getting it? Now, question number 5. Leaves in some plants are modified to also perform functions other than making food. Name 2 such modifications and give one example of each. तो लीफ कहाँ किस किस चीज में मॉडिफाई होता है बेटा? Again, leaf can form tendril, isn't it? Leaf can form tendril, and again, leaf is present as a spike in the cactus. Okay, so you will write it like tendrils are formed in a grapevine and spines are formed in cactus. Okay, now question number 6. Both stems and leaf can get modified into tendrils. What is tendril? I think you are clear with this. So what is tendril? जब वो coil form में convert हो जाता है, that is called tendril. True or false? True. Leaf can also be get converted into tendril. Stem can also get converted into tendril. See here. This is a tendril of leaf, isn't it? Now I'll show you the tendril of stem also. So just a second. See, this is the tendril of stem. So what is the difference between the two? So what does the question say? Let's come back to the question. Here it is. Yes. So question is, if true, give one example of each. If false, give the correct statement. So it is true. Okay. So let's give the example of it. So if you remember, in a stem, in case of a stem, grapevine was having a tendril, and in case of leaf, pea plant was having a tendril. Okay, so you will write grapevine and pea plant. Getting it? So these are the answers to these questions. You will write it down after the class. Please go to the e-content and there you can find the answers. Now children, coming to the very interesting part of this chapter, that is flowers and fruits. So we will talk about flowers and fruits. So children, the first thing when you see a plant, consider a rose plant. आप सबसे पहले क्या देखते हो? रोज देखते हो, isn't it? सुंदर सुंदर फ्लावर्स होते हैं, डिफरेंट कलर के फ्लावर होते हैं, उसमें अलग अलग तरीके की स्मेल होती है. कुछ फ्लावर्स होते हैं जो बहुत स्वीट स्मेल करते हैं, कुछ फ्लावर्स होते हैं जो पंजेंट स्मेल होती है जिसमें, और कुछ ऐसे फ्लावर्स होते हैं जिसमें स्मेल ही नहीं होती है. कुछ बहुत सुंदर बड़े बड़े फ्लावर्स होते हैं, कुछ छोटे छोटे फ्लावर्स होते हैं. सो there are different types of flowers in our garden, and it makes the beauty of the garden, and it creates the beauty of the garden, and whenever and wherever these flowers are present, always there is a happiness, isn't it? So we are going to talk about the flowers, how it is getting a color, what happens to the flower, what are the different parts of the flower. So this is very interesting and we are going to talk about that. So for that children, I also have one flower with me. So the figure that you are seeing here is a hibiscus flower. Okay, it is a hibiscus flower, and with me also, I also have a hibiscus flower with me. Okay, so just a second. Yes, all right. So I have a flower with me. This is a hibiscus flower. So I'll let you know what are the structure of these flowers and how the what are the parts of these flowers and how these function और उसमें color कैसे आता है, तो ये सारी चीजें we will talk now. Okay, so I'm putting it aside, but first let's read the chapter and then we'll come to this. Okay, so let's talk about the structure of flower. So we all have seen a flower, isn't it? We all have seen a flower. If not, so I am having it with me, so we will show it. Okay. Okay. So structure of flower. Flower vary in many ways. अलग अलग तरीके के फूल होते हैं, है ना? रोज फ्लावर होता है, then we have a hibiscus, then we have cotton ball flowers, and we have गुड़हल का फूल, then we have sunflower. So we have various types of flowers, isn't it? Most flowers have same basic structure. सबका एक basic structure होता है. So that we will talk today. A typical flower has a stalk called pedicel. ये जो आप देख रहे हो, this strand is a pedicel. Okay, which joint it to the stem. ये stem से joint होता है, ठीक है? Then the uppermost part of the pedicel is wider. ये देख रहे हो, यहाँ पे क्या हो जा रहा है? ये थोड़ा सा wide हो जा रहा है, ठीक है? Wide मतलब थोड़ा सा फैल जा रहा है. And this part is called thalamus. What it is called, children? This is called thalamus. On the top of thalamus, different parts of the flower are arranged in a ring or whorls. ठीक है? ये क्या होंगे? ये बहुत सारे petals हो गए, इसके बहुत सारे ये petals हैं, ठीक है? Now, the outermost whorl consists of a green leaf-like structure called sepal. ये जो green structure आप देख रहे हो, green leaf, ठीक है? इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Sepal. Getting it? तो सबसे नीचे क्या हुआ? Pedicel. Then we have thalamus. Then we have sepal. Okay. Now these protect the flower when it is still in the bud. तो ये protective layer की तरह काम करता है. Now next to the sepal are petals. Petals क्या है? ये जो colorful पंखुड़ी आप देखते हो flower की, that is called petals. They are called, children, petals. These are generally brightly colored and scented. Scented मतलब उसमें smell होती है. Scented क्यों होता है? To attract the insect that will help in the reproduction. So we'll talk about this also. Okay. Now, so we have seen. So let me show it to you in the flower also. Okay. So can you see this flower, children? Okay. So this is a flower. This long green structure that you see here is called pedicel. This is called, children, pedicel. Then over the pedicel you will see a little wider structure present. This is a little wider structure. This is called thalamus. What it is called, children? This is called thalamus. अब इसमें sepal नहीं है बहुत ज़्यादा, but you can see these small leaves present here over here. They are called sepals. What are they called? They are called sepals. And these colorful thing that you see is called petal. ठीक है? Leaf को हम sepal बोलते हैं और ये जो bright colors के पंखुड़ी हैं उसको हम petals बोलते हैं. Okay? So this is pedicel, this is thalamus, this is sepal, and this is petal. So till here we have learned. Now we will talk about what is this inside this flower. Okay? So let's talk about that now. Okay. So if we remove the petal, we can see the stamen. So what is the stamen? What is the stamen? This complete anther as well as this filament, this complete structure is called stamen. This complete structure. Okay. Now this stamen consists of anther and filament. जो ऊपर का पार्ट होता है उसको हम anther कहते हैं और जो नीचे होते हैं, जो उसकी डंडी होती है, that is called filament. Okay, that is called filament. Okay. Now, with filament with a bag-like head called anther. With a bag-like head called anther. The anther consists of pollen grains. The anthers consist of pollen grains. Pollen grains क्या होते हैं? I'll show it to you now. Children, अगर हमने इसके petals को remove कर दिया, I'm going to now remove the petals. So I have removed this also. So just a second. So now I'm going to remove these petals. Okay. So this center part that you are seeing here, and it is containing a, if you can see it closely, a yellow dots can be visible to you. A yellow type of a filament that is present over it. This is called pollen grains. These are pollen grains and it is attached to the anther. I don't think it is visible, but if you have a flower at your home, you can see it very clearly. So here we have an anther. This is an anther. This one single part, let me make it clear, more clear. So this is the anther part. If you can see, I don't think so it is visible. So this is an anther, and over the anther and filament is attached a yellow color dot like structure which is called pollen. ये क्या है सर? Pollen grains है. ठीक है. इसके सेंटर में आप देखो, this is the center part, and यहाँ पे तो anthers present है, पर यहाँ पे we have different type of structure. This is called stigma. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Stigma. ठीक है? Let's come to the chapter, then you will understand it better. ठीक है? So we have a pollen grain. You have seen pollen grain, and this is called the male part. This is called the male reproductive part. Okay. Now in the center of the flower rises a flask-shaped structure called pistil. ये आप देख रहे हो? ये पूरा, ये जो एक फ्लास्क टाइप का स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहा है, this complete structure is called pistil or it is called carpel. This complete structure that is including stigma, style, ovary, ovule, this complete is called carpel. Okay, this is the female part of the flower. So flower is having both the parts, male as well as female part. Okay, few flowers are having both, few are having only one. So its base is slightly swollen and is called the ovary. Okay, the short tube under part is the style and above is the stigma. So I'll show it to you here. So this is the upper part. This is called a stigma. This length, complete length here is called a style. और जो इसके end पे जो bulge है, that is called ovary. And inside the ovary we have ovule. Okay, so this is the complete part of a carpel. So I can show it to you here also. So just see to this. These are the anthers, and at the center, if I'll remove all the anthers, here, so this center is called stigma. At the top it is called stigma. This part is called style, and at the base we have a bulge. This is a bulge present at the base. This is containing ovary. Alright, and this complete is called a female part of the plant. Okay, so this is containing an ovary. Okay, and inside the ovary we have ovule. Okay, inside the ovary we have ovule. So this complete is called the female part of the plant, and this, the first one, this thread-like structure at the tip of it is called anther, and it is the male part of the flower. Okay, so I'll again explain it to you. This is called pedicel. Alright, this is called thalamus. Then we have a sepal present green leaves, that is called sepal. Then we have various petals, these are called petals. At the center we have a male and female reproductive part. So this complete part with the ovary and the center is called carpel or pistil, which is a female reproductive part. टॉप इज कॉल्ड स्टिग्मा, इसको हम बोलते हैं स्टाइल, और नीचे होता है ओवरी, ओवरी के अंदर होता है ओव्यूल, दैट कंप्लीट इज कॉल्ड कार्पल और पिस्टल. Over this we have a small thread like projection which is containing the male part, which contains anther and a filament. Okay, this is called anther and filament, and over the anther we have a small dot like structure that is called pollen grain. और जब pollen grain transfer होता है एक flower से दूसरे flower पे, तब जाके reproduction की process होती है in case of plants. Okay, so let's see what is that called. So I hope you are clear with this. We have pedicel, we have thalamus, sepal, then we have this petals, then we have stamen, that is anther and filament, then we have a stigma, style, and ovary and ovule, that is called carpel. Okay, so all these things are present. This is the structure of flower. Okay, now inside the ovary are small beads like structure present called ovule. However, some flower have no sepal. कुछ flower ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें sepal नहीं होता है. In other, sepal and petal are exactly alike. कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें sepal और petal एक जैसा होता है. Children, you know which is the biggest flower? See, Rafflesia is the biggest flower. ये बहुत बड़ा फूल होता है. Almost इसका diameter कितना होता है? It is 1 meter in diameter. Okay, which is very large. So the largest flower is, the biggest flower is Rafflesia. This you should remember. Now coming on to pollination. What is pollination? जब pollen grain का transfer हो रहा हो from a male part to the female part, it is called pollination. See, the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of either same flower or another flower of same kind by wind, water or insect. This process is known as pollination. ठीक है? After pollination, the ovary swells up and changes to fruit, and ovule changes to seeds. A fruit is generally made up of fruit wall and seeds. So as you can see here, let's see, pollination by insect. So see, this is a plant, this is an insect. Insect क्या किया? एक flower पे जाके बैठा, उससे उसने एंथर उसके पैरों में जाके स्टिक हो गए, उसके पंख में स्टिक हो गए pollen grains. फिर वो चला गया दूसरे फ्लावर के पास ऑफ सेम प्लांट पे भी जा सकता है, सेम फ्लावर पे भी जा सकता है, दूसरे फ्लावर पे भी जा सकता है. वहां जाके वो स्टिग्मा पे बैठ गया, तो स्टिग्मा पे जाके पॉलन ग्रेन चिपक गए. अब जब पॉलन ग्रेन एंथर से स्टिग्मा के पास आए तो क्या हो गया? रिप्रोडक्शन हो गया. ओके, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड पॉलिनेशन बाय इंसेक्ट. दिस कैन आल्सो हैपन विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ विंड. जब बहुत तेज हवा चल रही होगी तो क्या होगा? एंथर से pollen grain जाके स्टिग्मा पे बैठ जाएगा. Okay, again there will be a pollination. Okay, so after the pollination occurs, then what happen? Pollination जब हो जाता है तो जो ovary होता है वो fruit में convert हो जाएगा, और जो ovule होता है वो seeds में convert हो जाएगा. So these are the seeds of lemon and mango and apple, and this is the complete fruit. तो seed किससे बना? ovule से बना, और ये complete fruit किससे बना? ये ovary से बना. Getting it? So this is the complete process of pollination. Getting it? So this was the flower and fruit structure. We have completed the explanation of the chapter. The chapter is finished. We are left with oral question and the exercise that we will do in the next class, children. Children, please do read the chapter. This is very important and a bit lengthy chapter. तो आपको इसको प्लीज डिटेल में पढ़ना है. अगर आपको कोई भी टॉपिक बेटा नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, you can ask in the group. Okay, don't hesitate. Please do ask in the group कि मैम हमको ये टॉपिक नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. Please explain it again. Okay, so I'll explain that topic again to you. Okay, so that's all for today's class, children. Please complete the oral question answer. That is your homework. After the class gets over, please go to the school app, see the e-content, and there you can find the answers. So that's all for today's class. Thank you and Jai Hind everyone.